Chapter 1.
Monday, August 15th, 1981. Lucy, you haven't even left yet, but I want you to have mail waiting for you when you get to UMass. My dad did that for me freshman year, and it helped a lot with the homesickness. So, hi. I really believe everything we said. I want you to be free to meet all kinds of people, but I'm already jealous of all those people. I don't want you to forget about me and... fuck.
2 months earlier. Lucy. I'm late, and it's raining. Only my 3rd day at my first real job, and I'm late. With the rain and my sweat, I'm getting soaked in both directions as I run. Well, walk fast, to the bus stop. Not that the animals care, but I have a full day of cleaning cages and sweeping floors and scrubbing exam tables ahead. Damp pits and crotch on top of that? Double your pleasure, double your fun. Yippee. Fighting with my mom isn't a great way to start the day either. Over food, as usual. Her trying to stuff me with food when I so obviously need to diet. Wait, is someone calling my name? Pausing my Walkman, I try to remove the headphones, but they get stuck in my dorkalicious hair. I don't see anyone on the sidewalk behind me, but shit, there's my bus. Naturally, I'm halfway between stops. I'll have to sprint to even have a chance at making it. Lucy! Okay, that was definitely my name coming from the van, double parked just ahead. Hopefully not someone planning to kidnap me. Oh man, not a kidnapper. It's Ben's dad's shop van, and that sounded like Ben. Wowzers. Just the thought of seeing him and my stupid heart is wigging out. I can't just stand here, so, one eye on the bus, which is now waiting at the intersection, I jog over to the van. He's backlit, but it's definitely Ben. I haven't seen him since Christmas time, when he was home from Vassar, but I'd recognize that lanky body and crazy spiky hair anywhere. Ben! I check on the bus, still idling at the red light. Hey, Lucy, what are you... I wave a hand in the air like a total dork. I'm sorry, but I'm late and I'm about to miss the bus, but... Where are you going? To work. He shrugs. You want a ride? Oh, you don't have to. Moving cars draw my eye. Well, if you really don't mind. I point down the street. That was my bus. Of course I don't mind. You can give me the skinny on what's up with your family. He leans across and opens the passenger door. Where are we going? When I give him the address of the animal hospital in Somerville, where I'm working for the summer, he shrugs. I'm headed to a lumber yard over that way anyway. I hesitate, even as the rain picks up. For real? I'm kind of soaking wet here. For reals. It's not like I've got leather seats or anything. Hop in. I can't help but return his smile. And it's my real smile, too, not the polite one. Ben has always had that effect on me, like he sees me and accepts me just as I am. Heaving myself up into the van, however, I feel self-conscious, graceful and light. I am not. He doesn't seem to notice. As soon as I close the door, he puts the van in gear and pulls out into the heavy Mass Ave traffic. So, working for a vet. Are you still thinking about being one? I think so, if my grades are good enough. He glances at me briefly, an expression I can't quite read in his eyes. Attention back on the road, he shakes his head. I can't believe you're 18. I shift in the seat, feeling totally grody. Why couldn't he have offered me a ride when I had a cute outfit on? May as well laugh it off. Yeah, you'll probably always think of me as Tony's fat little sister. Lucy, he snaps, like I'm a puppy who just peed on the floor. What? He shakes his head, eyes on the road. Nothing, it's just... That's not how I think of you. He doesn't elaborate as he shifts gears and handles the steering wheel. Surreptitiously studying him, I can't help but notice how his body has changed. No longer the pudgy little boy that followed my brother everywhere, nor the scrawny teen that my mother tried to fill up with food. He has biceps that actually bulge. His shoulders have broadened, and his thighs are muscular. He's not buffed out like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky or anything. It's more like he's come into focus. Everything about him is sharper. His face is more angular, too. His lips, though, they're full and soft. Lips made for kissing. I'm staring, damn it. I have got to chill. Forcing my gaze forward, I check my chin for drool. Radio silence from the driver's seat. Searching for a safe topic of conversation, something that won't reveal the fact that all I can think about right now is what it would be like to have my teenage dreams come true. Have those strong arms pull me up against that solid chest. I say, "So you're still working for your dad?" He nods and clears his throat. "Yeah, gotta save up money for the school year. Plus, he missed bossing me around." He grins and glances my way. "I guess he must get lonely when you're at school." "Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm that far away, but the bus home still takes forever." "You still studying drama?" "Yeah, and business, just in case." Cool beans. What an idiot. Cool beans. Like I'm a little kid. Which I am compared to him. I mean, he's been in college for 3 whole years while I just graduated from high school. He taps on the steering wheel to the beat of Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. "Heard from Tony?" "He sends letters to my mom. He's somewhere in the South, at a training camp." "Yeah, I got one that said he might come home this summer for a week before shipping out." "Yeah, maybe." He nods at the radio. "Hey, have you heard Devo's version of this? It's pretty rad." No. I'll have to check it out." I nod. Can't think of anything else to say. It's weird. I used to have these long talks with Ben where, in a way I can't even imagine my brother doing, he'd give me his complete and total attention, even though he couldn't possibly be interested in me yammering on about girl drama or the latest animal I'd rescued. But this just feels awkward. There's an ad on the radio for the new movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. Relieved for a conversation topic, I reach over to turn it up. "Have you heard about this movie? My friend Becky said it was far out." "Yeah, I went over the weekend. It was wicked cool." "Awesome. Maybe I'll go this weekend." "You should, for sure." I have to stifle a sigh of relief when I see the vet practice up ahead. This ride could not have gone worse. "If you just pull over in front of that car, I can get out here." I'm sure he can't wait to get rid of me. "This looks like a nice place," he says as he pulls over. "Yeah, it is. And thanks. You saved me from being really late." I grab my stuff, which has left a puddle on the van's floor, and open the door. "You should stop by the house sometime. You know, come for dinner, like old times." He pats his flat belly. "I could get into that." "Okay, well, got a book. Thanks again." I step down to the curb, painfully aware of how the fabric of my scrubs strains across my fat ass. "Later, skater." Hustling toward the entrance, I allow myself one last look back. I wave. He nods and pulls out into traffic. I duck inside. Guess that'll never happen again.
Ben. After I pull up in front of Lucy's house, I toot the van's horn twice. As she skips down the front steps, I realize that after a few weeks of giving her rides, this has become the best part of my day. I just wish I could figure out how to spend more time with her. But asking her out on a date? That would just be weird. She opens the passenger door, her smile wide. "You don't have to do this every day, you know." "Are you kidding? And miss the treats from your mom." As Lucy pulls herself up into the van, I feel like I should give her a hand, but that feels awkward for some reason. "Sorry, it's so clumsy getting in this thing." "Hey, I need the exercise," she huffs. "Here's my fare." She holds up a paper bag. "Where do you want this?" "In my mouth, most likely. What did you bring me?" "Homemade cinnamon rolls." Taking the bag, I open it and inhale. Oh my God. Your mom is the bomb. These look awesome. Just one of the reasons why I'm so fat. "Lucy, you're not fat." "Dude, we were fat kids together. I'm still fat," she shrugs. "You're not anymore." "I don't know what you're talking about." taking in her body, which truly isn't fat, but it isn't that of a little girl either. Not only do my eyes linger on certain curvy parts, but my dick stiffens in my shorts. Man, what kind of a perv am I? The kind that's jonesing for his best friend's little sister, obviously. Eyes back on the bag of treats, which is thankfully covering my Woody, I mumble, "I think you're perfect." Then I stuff half a cinnamon roll in my mouth to shut myself up before I say anything more incriminating. Lucy pulls her big straw bag onto her lap and pulls out a cassette tape. "Can I change the tunage? I made this mixtape last night and it is stellar, if I do say so myself. Plus, if I have to hear the Greatest American Hero theme song one more time, I'm gonna barf." I shrug. I'm not a fan either, but my brain's still stuck on images of what she must look like under her clothes. Maybe better music will help. She leans across to push the cassette in, and I have to grip the steering wheel hard to avoid pulling her right onto my lap. Cheap Trick's "I Want You to Want Me" is up first. I must have groaned louder than I thought because she asks, "You don't like this song?" "No, I ate that cinnamon roll too fast." Wiping my hands on my shorts, I put the van in gear. "Don't forget your seatbelt." She sighs. "It's my dad's rule. If you want the ride, you have to use it." "It's just so uncomfortable," she whines. I give her my best serious face and she rolls her eyes. "Oh, all right." Her boobs lift when she reaches for the belt. I can't make myself look away even though it makes me a total wanker. "It's not coming," she yanks on the strap a few times. "Out! Is it caught on something?" She twists in her seat. "Can you see?" Tearing my eyes away from her chest, I put the van back in park and lean over to look behind the passenger seat. Oh man, it's caught on the edge of a cabinet. We have a big delivery today and I really packed everything in. Hang on, I'll get it. Unlatching my own seatbelt, I move the bag of cinnamon rolls to the floor, kneel up on my seat, put a hand on the side of her seat, and lean over as far as I can to try and unhook the strap. This close, her lemon-scented curls tickle my nose. As I picture brushing one aside to kiss her neck, I lose my grip. Just as she turns back around, my hand lands right smack in the middle of her left boob. "Ah! I'm so sorry." Jerking both hands away from her, I completely lose my balance. All I can think is, you can't touch Lucy like that, and before I know it, I've fallen behind her seat, clonking my head on a cabinet in the process. Her face appears overhead. "Oh my God, are you okay?" "I'm so sorry, Lucy. That was a total accident." She's smiling, but her cheeks are bright pink. "It's okay. That's the most action I've gotten in a while." "Geez, Lucy, what would your mother say?" Wondering where the hell she's been getting action is not going to help me get out of this jam. "My mother would wonder how we ended up playing Twister across the seats of your delivery van." The seat shifts and her hair brushes my forearm. "Wow, you're really stuck." "Yep." Every time I squirm, I wedge myself in tighter. The Police are now singing "Don't Stand So Close to Me." That should have been the first song on the mixtape. Lucy winces. "Sorry." Shit, I must have said that out loud. Her giggle undermines the apology. "But I'm not that sorry." She leans over the seat, taunting me with her delicious scent and luscious curves. Her face hovers just above my left cheek. Her soft curls fall to caress my ear. But then her brow crinkles. "Oh, that's where the seatbelt's caught." The buckle clanks as it hits the metal door, jarring me out of a daze. "At least we solved that problem." Lucy turns around abruptly and then the seat jerks slightly. "Damn it, it won't go up anymore." "Yeah, I had already moved it all the way forward to get everything in this morning." She peers at me over the back of the seat and her grin is way too delighted. "With you there, it's even tighter now. Maybe we should just leave you there, as extra padding for the cabinets." "Stop laughing at me." "You have to admit it's pretty funny." "It's not going to be that funny when you're late for work and I'm late with this delivery." My left arm is the only part of me that's free, so I grab hold of the seat and pull. Unfortunately, at this angle, I can't get enough leverage. I can't quite. Here, she grabs my elbow with both hands, bringing her cleavage directly into my line of sight. As she yanks on my arm, her boobs get squished together and bounce at the same time. I can't breathe, let alone tell her she's rubbing the skin of my left arm raw. When she gives up and flops back into her seat, I can't stop the groan of frustration. Sorry. It's okay, I grit out. The van rocks slightly as she gets out and slams the passenger side door. After my door creaks open, she kneels on the driver's seat. Good thing there isn't much traffic yet, so nobody can see you like this. And no one else is home at my house, so I'm your only hope. She's laughing at me, but I don't care. The cleavage is back, and my view is even better. When she leans close, pressing those boobs into my arm as she slides a hand behind my neck, I think my dick might explode. Sweet Jesus, what is she doing? And can we stay like this forever? Blondie's singing Rapture now. If the man from Mars came right now, I wouldn't even notice. Lucy makes a little eep sound when she loses her balance. Sadly, she catches herself before falling onto me. Careful, I say, doing my best to keep my voice from revealing how totally turned on I am right now. If you land on top of me, we'll have to wait for the cavalry to get us out. Unless your dad finds us first and murders me for touching you. It's not like no boy has ever touched these boobs. What? Whoever the asshole was, I suddenly want to kill him. Who has touched your boobs? A few people, she says. None of your business. Filled with a sudden surge of jealousy on top of a growing desire to touch her, all over, purposefully rather than accidentally, I squeeze my eyes shut and clamp my jaw closed. Her voice and her body strains as she presses into me. I can't get a hold of anything. Maybe try pulling? A certain part of me is begging her to grab hold of it, but I wave my left hand. This is free, remember? Oh, duh. She laughs again. How have I never noticed how beautiful her laugh is? She grabs my hand and pulls, but my sweaty palms prevent her from getting a good grip. Letting go of her hand, I bend my elbow. Here, hook both hands around my arm, and then on the count of 3, use your whole body to haul backwards. Just be careful and don't fall into the street. After turning around and checking the driver's side door, she grasps my arm as instructed. Okay, I've got you. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, wait, go on the 3 or after the 3? It doesn't really matter. You're in charge here. I can't move myself. Right, she rolls her eyes. 1, 2, and 3. Her initial jerk only moves me slightly, but it's something. One more time and really lean back. Put your weight into it. She doesn't count the second time, so without warning, I'm suddenly lurching through space. Grappling in the air for purchase while trying to avoid grabbing her inappropriately, the first thing my hand lands on moves when I grab it. It's the gear shift. Lucy's between me and the pedals, but I can see we're drifting forward. Hit the brake. We're moving. Fuck! Lucy twists around and starts stomping. The engine races and I have to shout over it. The other pedal! That's the gas! Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Shit! She mutters, squirming on my lap in a way that is gloriously torturous as she tries to find the brake. I don't really know how to drive. The car jerks to a stop. Hold it right there. I breathe into her ear before carefully feeling around for the gear shift. Okay, we're back in park now. She sighs. Well, that was exciting. Yeah. What's exciting? At least to my poor neglected penis? Lucy is sandwiched between it and the steering wheel. Please, God, let her not know what the hard as a rock thing pressing into her butt right now is. She looks over her shoulder, her cheeks bright pink, her smile sly. I can feel you. The Jim Carroll band is playing People Who Died, and I'd happily go along with Mary, Judy, or Greg right now. I have never been so off the hook embarrassed. Even so, half of me still wants to grab her and kiss the smile off of her face. I am so sorry." "It's okay," she says, her grin wider. "It's nice to know that you feel—" "Lucy, you're my best friend's little sister, and not so little." She looks down at her feet and then back at me, her butt moving in a way that has me stifling a moan. "Can I take my foot off the brake now?" "Oh, yeah, you can." "Good." She shifts her position so that thankfully her butt is no longer in danger of being invaded by my penis, and I'm able to move my legs to the side and get my feet onto the van floor. Unfortunately, she doesn't move far. She just nestles right in between me and the door, her warm thigh pressed against mine. Eyes on the ceiling, hands clenched, I tell myself I have to get my shit together. We're both breathing raggedly, and it's no longer from the effort of getting me unstuck or stopping the van from crashing into the car in front of us. "Lucy, I've got nothing. I really want to kiss you right now," she says in a husky, low voice I've never heard cross those lips before. It's the sexiest goddamn thing. Is that weird? Her breath is warm on my cheek, and I can smell the mint of her toothpaste. "Well, as you noticed, I'm pretty fucking turned on right now. But," I side-eye her, "we can't do this." "Why not?" Somehow she finds a way to face me and sneak a hand between my thighs. With her lips up against my ear, she whispers, "Give me one good reason. After all, I'm not your sister." "Tony," I grind out. "He's not the boss of me. Or you." I hold my breath, struggling to come up with a good argument for about half a second, until she sinks her teeth into my earlobe, which drives all reason out the other ear. My right hand buries itself in her dark curls and pulls her mouth to mine. Lips crash together. Somebody moans. Tongues tangle. I cannot get close enough to her. Want to devour every inch of her. The thrill of her fingertips trailing over my skin lights me up like a pinball machine. Then she's straddling me, and my hands skim up and down her sides, grazing her breasts with my thumbs, making her shudder. My mouth finds her neck, and she rises up to give me access. Until a horn blares. Freezing, my eyes pop open. It takes a sec for me to realize that it's my van's horn. What the fuck? My hands fly out to the side as far away from her as they can get, like I wasn't actually doing what I was just doing to my best friend's little sister. A slow smile spreads across her face. That was awesome. I squeeze my eyes shut so I can't see the expression that just makes me want to do it all over again. Jesus, Lucy, what the fuck? You said that already. I know, I'm so sorry. That was really inappropriate. Bullshit. She rolls her eyes, pushes off of me, and flops over to the passenger seat. It was fun, and you know it. I just stare at her, wishing she'd climb back onto my lap as much as I wish I had better self-control. What? She leans over to turn up the go-go's on the tape player, giving me a nice long look at her cleavage again. I'm not going to tell. When I don't say anything else, she straightens her clothes and gives me a look I can't quite read. We should probably go, or I'm going to be late. Thrown by her abrupt shift in tone, I shake my head slowly. You don't want to talk about that? Nope. She just shrugs. But we should try it again sometime. Somewhere a little more private. I shake my head more forcefully and grasp the steering wheel. Hard. Nope, not going to happen. Mm-hmm. I look over at her just long enough to catch the smirk on her face, open my mouth to say, I don't know what. Closing it, I shake my head one last time, start the van, check the side mirror, and pull out. Heart pounding, jaw clenched, I put all my focus on the road. However, her voice worms its way past all my lines of defense as she sings along softly with the cars on Think It Over. And I'm screwed. because they're right. There is nothing I can do.
Lucy. I'm at Ben's back door, my fist poised to knock. This is a probably really stupid idea, but fuck it. I knock anyway. Blurred movement through the gauzy curtains on the kitchen door has me shifting so I can see better. I'm rewarded with a glimpse of Ben's abs as he pulls on a t-shirt. When the door opens a moment later, water's still dripping from his hair onto his broad shoulders. Hey, Lucy. What's up? An image of a naked Ben stepping out of the shower is flashing in my brain, like a slide that won't advance in the carousel. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah. Nothing. We stare at each other for a while before I remember why I'm here. I mean, is your dad here? Nah. He's bowling. His brow furrows. Did you need to talk to him? Ha! Not exactly. Clearing my throat, I managed to croak out. Can I come in? Sure. Yeah. He steps back and I edge past him into the kitchen. The moment he shuts the door, I spin back around. Are you attracted to me? He steps back so fast, he bumps into a chair and his arms fly up in the air as if he's afraid to touch me. Jesus, Lucy. Jesus has nothing to do with this. Ha ha. Oh my God, I am such a dweeb. Can you just answer the question? After he untangles himself from the chair, he puts it between us, grabbing its back like he might need it to fend me off. I think you know the answer to that. I make myself hold his gaze. Actually, I don't. His head drops, and he grips the chair so hard the muscles on his hands bulge. Who knew hands could be sexy? Lucy, I've always liked you, and we're like Sonny and Cher, Mork and Mindy, or Brooke Shields and that guy in Endless Love. Yes, no, none of those people. We're just... You're like my sister, but better. His hands dig into his hair and he begins to prowl around the kitchen, keeping his distance from me. Like I look at you, and I know you're seeing what I'm seeing, thinking what I'm thinking, laughing at what I'm laughing at. But, you're Tony's little sister. So I never let myself see you as a girl that I couldn't help but notice over the past couple of years that you were turning into this... He gestures up and down my body and then shoves his hands in his armpits. When you went away a few summers ago for a couple months to work on your cousin's farm? Yeah. Well, when you got back, the first time I saw you, I couldn't help it. My jaw dropped and, man, when did Lucy get hot? Fell out of my mouth. Before I knew it, Tony had me up against a wall to growl out a warning. Since then, I've worked pretty hard to bury those thoughts, out of respect for your whole family. But you kissed me in the van. Well, for the record, you kissed me. And yeah, I kissed you back because, yes, Lucy, I am attracted to you. You're a total babe, okay? I can't stop thinking about what your lips feel like, your soft skin, what it might feel like to touch you everywhere. He steps back, palms up between us. But you're also like family to me. Then there's the church. It's just wrong. Really wrong. It's my turn to lean into the back of a chair and grip it hard. All I want to do is grab him so he can feel all those places he just described. But he obviously needs to get a little bit more on board. Benny, I'm going to college soon. I'm going to have sex there. It's going to happen. I want it to happen, but wouldn't it be better if my first time was with someone I really trusted, who would be careful and take care of me and make it good? Wait, he looks at me sideways. Are you talking about me? Well, duh, yeah. I think you may be overestimating my abilities, but you're in college. You've done it, right? All of it. His cheeks color. I guess? You're not sure? He shoves his hands in his pockets. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by all of it, but I've done the traditional, you know. Time to show him I mean business. Stepping closer, I press my hand over his shorts zipper. This? I point to my pubic bone, trying to keep both hands steady. Going in here? He nods, backing up until he runs into the fridge. Yep, pretty much. When I follow, he plasters his hands against its nubbly avocado green surface. Lucy, what are you doing? Taking a deep breath, I spell it out for him. I want to have sex with you. Pronto. Lucy, I don't think now is the right time to... Planting my mouth over his, I squeeze the bulge which actually grows in my hands. So much cooler than a chia pet. He takes in a sharp breath, and I release my hold. Did I hurt you? Hands fisted, eyes on the ceiling, he groans. Not exactly. But this is all going to be over pretty quick if you keep that up. Because I'm already half gone. His voice strained. He gives me a sharp look. Keep your hands there, doing that, and I'll be spouting off before you know it. I lift both hands in the air. Okay then, tell me what to do. He just blinks. I'm serious. I've been studying up. The Sensuous Woman, The Joy of Sex, Judith Krantz books. Marjorie's mom has like a whole library, and I've been exploring on my own. He bangs the back of his head against the freezer door a few times. Lucy, you're killing me. I just want to know what real sex feels like, how it works. And I trust you, Ben. Don't you want to be in love? Okay, so that stings a little. I mean, plan A was that I'd ask him and he'd declare his undying love for me and then we'd have amazing sex. Plan B is that we stay friends and have amazing sex. So I shrug like plan B was plan A. I'm not like asking you to be my boyfriend. I just don't want to be a virgin when I go to college, and I don't want to pick up some stranger in a bar, which I have seriously considered. I mean, that's what my friend Letitia did. He looks like his eyes are about to bug out of his head, so I change gears. I'd rather do it with someone I trust, and you're the best person I can think of. He heaves out a huge breath, his head shaking. Tony will murder me if he finds out. He won't, I shrug. Tony will soon be on a ship in the middle of the ocean, and he never has to know. I hold up my right hand. I swear, on my honor, which you want me to defile. Good Lord, Benny, it's 1981, not 1951. I'm even on the pill. That gets him looking at me at least. Your mom let you go on the pill? As if. I'm 18, Ben. I got it myself at Planned Parenthood. Every girl I know is on the pill, and every girl I know is having sex. Remembering something I read about seducing a guy, I take his hand and begin to draw circles on his palm as I talk. Accept me. All I'm asking is for you to help me change that, and I swear, if I am at all uncomfortable, I'll let you know, and I trust that you'll stop. His gaze is back on the ceiling. What if I can't stop? If it's too late? Taking hold of his face with both hands, I make him look at me. It'll be okay. He doesn't say yes, but he doesn't say no. So I start unbuttoning my blouse. May as well show him I'm not fucking around here. The color drains from his face, but his eyes follow my hands, watching them descend. Shrugging out of my top, I place his palms on top of my brand new bra. I want you to touch me, all over. Breath shudders out of him, but his hands move, exploring my breasts. Pleasure zips from instantly hardened nipples directly to the spot between my legs. Arching my back, I lean in, like a cat begging to be stroked. Oh, I breathe. That is so much better than when I do it myself. Lucy, you are so beautiful, he murmurs, as his hands do magical things to my boobs. He didn't say he loves me, but he said I'm beautiful. Good enough for me. Grabbing his hand, I pull him down the hall and up the stairs to his room, pushing the door closed with my butt. I toe off my sandals, throw my shirt on the floor, and unbutton my shorts. As I slide the zipper down, the bright green of his irises is eclipsed by his dilating pupils. I heard that's a sign that someone is turned on, so I keep going, sliding my shorts down until I'm standing in front of him in just my bra and underwear. He swallows. You wear all this lace every day, only on special occasions. I turn around so he can see all sides. I found a store near where I work that sells it. When I cashed my first paycheck, I did a little shopping. They're worth whatever you paid, he whispers, stepping closer to trail a fingertip over the lace, skimming around to touch the back of my thigh. I feel like I'm about to explode, but I can't remember what's supposed to happen next. I know where his penis is supposed to go. I've touched herself down there and felt some good things, but despite my research, the procedure is still a bit of a mystery. I think I want you inside me now, he swallows. I'm more than ready for that, but you want to be wet. Right, I remember reading that. So there's not too much friction. How do we do that? Thankfully, his face is as red as mine feels right now. You said you've practiced on your own. What feels good? Touching. Parts. I wish I was as confident as the ladies in the books seem to be. Maybe you can try, and I'll let you know. Okay. Ben pulls off his shirt and gets on his bed. I start to lie down next to him, but he helps me to straddle him instead, which does get my privates to a pretty happy place. I'm glad I'm not totally naked, but I don't feel totally self-conscious, like my friend Sarah said she did her first time. There's just so much to explore. His nipples are surprisingly soft, until they're not. Wow, yours get hard too. His eyes close and he sighs. Yeah, that feels good. Ben is just so beautiful. He's always been cute, but the past couple of years he's moved into different territory. The fact that he's with me right now, that he didn't say no, gives me more confidence. Leaning down to kiss him, I suck on his lip, then circle my hips. My breasts spread over his chest, and his hands grip my butt, pulling me even closer. When his fingers drift behind and between my thighs, my insides clench in response. You okay? He whispers. Oh, yes. I think I'm getting ready for you in there. We'll see about that. He makes a mock serious face, but then he does things with his fingers both inside and out that are damn serious. That feels really good, I manage. I didn't know. Squeezing my eyes shut so I can concentrate on this glorious feeling, arching into his magical fingers, a current roils through my entire body, setting off a series of shudders that are way stronger than anything I ever felt on my own. I just ride the wave. I can't help but laugh. No wonder they call it the joy of sex. When that subsides, I drop my head and support myself on my hands while I try to catch my breath. Oh my God, I just want to do this all the time. Like, do nothing else all day long. His fingers retreat, and I open my eyes. He's got a smug smile on his face, but he's still half-dressed, as am I. Wait, we're not done, are we? I mean, we didn't have the actual sex part. We can stop now if you want, or I can find a condom and we can try intercourse. Can that include what I just felt again? Maybe. I'll see what I can do. Ben's smile is contagious. The Catholic Church makes it very clear that this is wrong and dirty, but I'm wondering if this is just another of those cool grown-up things that they don't want us to know about, like driving or earning your own money. In fact, I don't know why grown-ups don't just have sex all the time. Well, let's do it. I wiggle on top of him. Move it along, mister. Okay, I'll be right back. He taps my hip, and things get a little awkward again as we disentangle ourselves. Left alone in his room, I realize the curtains are wide open. We're on the second floor, but a neighbor could see in if they tried. I scoot over to close them. When he returns, he pulls the covers back and lays a towel down on the bed. I think, since you haven't done this before, that there could be some blood. This'll protect the sheets. What a good Boy Scout you are. He rolls his eyes. Calling me a Boy Scout is not conducive to what you think you want to do next. Sorry. I'll survive. He shucks off his shorts, and his penis looks like it's trying to escape from his boxers. We're standing on opposite sides of the bed now. So I guess we should take off our underwear? Whatever you're comfortable with. But it is kind of necessary. To the deed. Let's do it at the same time. On 3. 1, 2, and 3. I don't have a brain cell left to feel embarrassed once his underwear's off. Oh my God, that thing's huge. That fits inside me? He laughs, and I manage to drag my eyes away from his enormous thing to catch his wicked smile. Much better than the Boy Scout comment. I clamber across the bed, suddenly curious, reaching out to touch it. I breathe. It's so soft. He laughs again. Seriously? I mean, the skin is soft, you idiot. Obviously, it's hard, too. He covers my hand with his and shows me how to make it even harder. Once I get started, his hands get me going again. All I want in the world right now is to feel him, all of him, in and around me. He reaches around and unhooks my bra, freeing my breasts, and then pushes me onto my back, crawls over me, and starts to make them really happy, too. I close my eyes and lift my arms over my head. I really like how you touch me. I like touching you, Lucy. He murmurs into my skin. You are so beautiful. The sound of a wrapper being torn open has me tensing a tiny bit. This is really happening. When it's over, I won't be a virgin anymore. I force myself to open my eyes. It might have been wrong to do this with some random guy or a guy I don't really like, but it feels right to do it with Ben. And then all thought flies out of my head. The sight of him rolling the condom over his penis is mesmerizing. The thing strains away from his body toward me, like it has a mind of its own. It really does seem too big to fit inside me, but I trust Ben. I do. He levers up and over me again, balancing on one arm and a knee, while using his free hand to gently bend my knee. The clammy tip of the condom does not feel as good as his fingers did. You still okay? Yeah, it's just rubbery. Guess that's why they call it a rubber. Ha ha. His fingers get me ready again, more than ready, and I even get brave enough to tell him which spots are the really good spots. When he finally starts to push inside me, my muscles clench. It hurts a little, but the good feelings outweigh the bad, and the good isn't just local. It spreads everywhere. My skin feels like it's got a gajillion new nerve endings, and my boobs, they feel like they could dance around the room on their own. My hands get in on the action, gripping his butt, pulling him in further. When he makes an odd noise, my eyes pop open. Are you okay? Way better than okay, he says, but he's frowning. Pretty soon, it's gonna be a lot harder to stop. I can pull out any time if you want me to, but I'm going to have to finish, inside or out. Ben is so good, so nice. For a moment, I panic. What if this makes me fall in love with him, but he doesn't fall in love with me? When he starts to ease away, I grab his butt to stop him. Fuck it, I'll deal with my feelings later. I want to feel you finish. I want to know what it feels like. His grin is my reward. I let my body melt into the bed as he kisses me. At some point, his rhythm picks up and more pressure builds, even more than the first time. I can't tell where he ends and I begin. I might not know what the heck I'm doing, but once my brain turns off, my body takes over and she's apparently an expert. Before I know it, he's lost control in the very best way, and the most excellent of feelings is zinging back and forth between us. When that subsides, he collapses on top of me, and we pant together for a long time. Eventually, he starts to ease off of me, but I wrap my arms around him to hold on tight. I like feeling your body on mine. He stays, but sneakily supports most of his weight on his elbows. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Ben. Suddenly, he sighs and hangs his head. His forehead rests briefly on my sternum, but before I can stop him, he's up and pulling on his boxers. Then he picks up my clothes and lays them neatly on the bed. We should probably get dressed. My dad'll be home soon. Now I feel naked, even though he's looking everywhere but at me. The towel does have some blood on it, and when I wipe myself with it, there's more. Not sure what to do with it. I fold it carefully and put it on the end of the bed before putting my clothes back on. Still not looking at me, he paces back and forth and shakes out his hands. That was intense, and I already feel guilty. Your mom, your parents, they trust me. Ben, stop it. Grabbing his arm, I make him face me. I wanted this. I trusted you. I still trust you. I squeeze his hand. It feels so good. How can it be wrong? Finally, he meets my gaze. That's a really good question. A couple weeks later, after my brother and Ben blow in the back door to our kitchen, where I'm helping make dinner, Tony calls, "Hey, Lucy, you should give Ben cooking lessons as a repayment for all the rides he's giving you." "That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?" My mom points at Ben with a big wooden spoon. "Not that I mind feeding you, Ben, but you could cook for your dad. I worry about you boys. You're so skinny." I busy myself with bringing food to the table as my mom orders Ben and Tony to find my younger brothers, Sal and Vinny. I'm glad they're leaving the room because I don't think I can look at Ben without blushing. Mama has no idea the opportunity she's giving me if I can make sure these so-called cooking lessons happen at Ben's house rather than here. Since Tony arrived for the leave he gets before going back to more training, I haven't been able to be alone with Ben outside of the 15 minutes it takes for him to drive me to work. Being alone and naked with him is all I can think about since we had sex. Made love? How do you know which it is? I mean, I know I loved it and want it to happen as much as possible, but he's still just Ben. Now he's Ben that I want to see naked. Like, all the time. "Lucy, what are you doing?" My mom's sharp voice has me dropping the tongs. "That salad is tossed. Come finish this antipasto plate, please." "Sorry, Mama, I'm just distracted. I've got to get my mind out of the gutter and onto something else. I learned how to give a shot today, and I was going over the procedure in my head." "So much responsibility they're giving you already. I'm proud of you, my sweet girl." She pats my hand. "Roll those salami up tighter. We have 4 big boys to feed." Just as I'm spooning olives into a dish, Ben reappears. Leaning over my shoulder to steal a slice of mortadella, he gives me what seems like a very wicked smile. Taking a shaky breath, I hand him a plate. "What do you think about cooking lessons, Ben? Should we do them here or at your house? Seems like you'd want to learn how to cook in your own kitchen. You know, with your own equipment." He holds my gaze as well as the plate. When he licks his lips, I swear I can feel his tongue on my own skin. "I think doing it in my kitchen is a good idea. Lucy can teach me to improvise with what I've got, right?" All the blood in my body seems to have gone to one spot, and it's not my brain. "Lucy, bring the serving spoons, please," my mom yells from the dining room. "Okay," I yell back, my voice sounding odd to my ears. "I'm looking forward to our lessons," Ben says. My hands trembling as I sort through the utensil drawer, I manage a, "Me too," but then I summon all my courage and turn to face him with a wicked smile of my own. "You'll just have to figure out if you want coffee, tea, or me. I've got a few new books, and I'll do my homework."